Hi everybody, good morning. It's your Filipino Petite and welcome back to my YouTube channel. October 27, this means today is another day. It's another vlog for everyone. And by the way, to all newbie, I do hope you consider liking and subscribing. Of course, you will help me in my channel to grow. So thank you so much, lovies, as well as with my current viewers. Now, let's begin discussing about our topic, which is dealing with Filipino families. Okay, so some Filipino families, because I'm not saying that all of you will experience the same when you get married to a Filipina. And I know so many of my viewers are foreigners, so if you want to know more about it, let's begin with the number one you might experience. This is when some of the Filipino family would ask you to support them financially. One truth about some Filipino is that some of us think that whenever they heard the word foreigner, that means you are rich. You have a lot of money in your bank and you will spend thousands of dollars when you marry one of their family member. So you are lucky if ever you met a Filipina where the parents doesn't oblige their kids to support them, they have a job, and also some parents who can afford to have a good life, probably they have their own money, they have a good pension, and they have their own insurance. They wouldn't oblige their children to give them money every month. Some parents would ask their kids to give them every 2 weeks, every other day, and the worst is like all of these children's salary would goes to supporting the parents back home. And some of the family members that are not working and just staying inside the house. We all know that most of the Filipino family are living in poverty and we are poor. Of course, some of these parents, once you marry their daughter, oh my God, they would think that, okay, we are instantly rich because they are expecting that you will also support them. You will give them the good life, just like how you afford to give a good life to your wife and to your kids. I know in Filipino culture, it's really common that some parents, we grew up thinking that by the time that we are working, we need to support and give back to our older people. Like it's a culture here, which is I think toxic culture, guys. But I'm just lucky because my parents weren't like that. They were a dedicated farmer and they never oblige their kids that we need to support them every month. We need to give all our salary, and that they never make us feel that we need to give back to whatever sacrifices they did for us when we were, kid, feeding us, sending us to school. But some of Filipino mom and dad would do this, especially if they send the kids in school, in college, and by the time that they are working, okay, this is your time to give back for our sacrifices because we send you to school, we let you graduated, and we did our best for you guys to have this good life where you are right now. This is really true for some of us. Now also you have to be careful because some of the relative or family member would also think the same. These people will also think that you need to give some of your blessings to them, money, gift, and I know it will be hard for you, but I have one thing that I need to tell you, okay? I will tell you a story about a guy that I was talking before, and he asked me directly, if ever you want to continue with me and we are compatible, eventually we get married, does your family expect something like you and I must support them financially? I was happy because I know that he was honest, and we are having an open communication regarding what to expect. And the way I answer him is like, no, I'm not going to support my family, but I do hope you understand that maybe when there are special occasion or they really need some cash for emergency, I'm going to give them some, but not to the point that I need to give them all they want. I am the one who will support them every month, every other week. So that's how I answer this guy. I said like, yeah, I'm happy that they're not expecting something because I know what to expect. So for you guys, you have to do that as well so that you know if both of you can talk about it, especially if your Filipina is the breadwinner and she has an older parents. But one worst thing is that if she has a lot of family members that are not working. So instead, I think you can ask your Filipina, why not encourage some of these family member to look for a job, especially if they don't have illnesses, they are healthy, then they can always look for a job in work at any time. You can give some money to the older parents. I think that's understandable, but not if there are 3 or 4 people in the house that are not working. So I have a friend also learned that her husband was sending money to her cousin, to the aunt, and it's like a routine for him. So eventually he complained like, you know what, babe, your cousin and your aunt, I think they are using me. So my friends say like that because one time the cousin would ask money, the aunt would ask money, so don't do that, okay? They might take advantage of you, lovies. For me, I guess, like what I've said, if there are special occasion, if they really need a cash, I can give some, but not to the point that my husband, who is working a lot and he is earning this money from sweat and blood, he will be the one supporting my family back home, and I know to myself that they can still work. So be careful. Number 2 thing that you need to know, in Filipino culture, lending money or borrowing money is really common. So be careful with this because I know some of these people, even if like person who knows your wife and her place and their village, they would also ask you for help because they know that guy is a foreigner and he is rich. We can borrow from him, and then after that we will not pay because after all he can afford to have a $50 and he can afford to lend us or let us borrow money more than $50. So that's common here. They might take advantage of you and they might use you. Do not fall for this trap because sometimes some of us are, they would do their best just to get some money from you. So I'm not against about these type of Filipinos, but this is a culture where you need to know. So encourage them to look for a job because if they cannot ask you, lovies, there are times that they will put pressure on your Filipino wife. So if your Filipino wife doesn't work, that means she will give you the pressure. Okay, Han, my family needs money in the Philippines. Can we send them? I think it is good when you have agreement even before you get married. Okay? Now, I have a question here. Can they be angry or hate me if I didn't support them? Yes, of course. They will say something about you guys. So, just let it be and leave it like that. Some ask if these Filipino members can curse you. Okay, one subscriber did ask me, Petit, what if my family member, like, I didn't support them, can they curse me? Yes, of course, but I think you will not know about it. What I've said, lovies, I think it depends on your agreement with your wife, but for me, whenever someone asks me if I will support my family if ever we get married, that's my answer, no. But of course, whoever wants to marry me, like, should understand that sometimes I can give if ever they really need it, but not like supporting them every month. So I don't want like that. I will not tolerate any of that, and I will make sure they wouldn't use my husband. They wouldn't take advantage of us. So that's it for today. I do hope you enjoyed this vlog. See you in my next video. And yes, enjoy. Have a good day, lovies. Please like and subscribe. Bye. I love you.